Greetings viewers, this is Montom Avid coming at you with another video. And today we are actually going to assemble the high-end Master Model Great Saber by Kurabukiya in the Zoids line. So without further ado, let's get started with assembling. And here is the high-end Master Model Zoids Great Saber. And I must admit, looking at this fully assembled, this has to be like, as of right now, one of my favorite final builds because it just looks so good. It looks so menacing. It looks so well proportioned. I love the weapons on top. Definitely fully proportioned. I just love the way how this looks. I am so thankful I decided to pick this one up. And it just looks, again, it just looks so good. Like, it's basically, I was saying, in case this were ever be used for like a battlefield or war, I would say this definitely should belong to a top officer, colonel or general, any one of those lines. Just because this looks like a Zoid that is meant for a leader to actually use in battle. It just has that look, and it kind of reminds me of the one character, Shoebolt, I believe is his name, in Zoids Chaos Century. So it definitely has that motif there. So yes, I definitely am thankful for the way how this looks and just the way how its own presentation is. But to see how this really is working out, I just want to see how it is, how its articulation is now that it's fully assembled. So I'm going to be careful with weapons here, but the head can move side to side, like so, up and down, like so. Mouth can still open, cockpit. The arms can go ever so, as long as the weapons are not in the way. Back as well. The legs can still move, the joints still the same as I showed in a previous video. Toes, the one weapon can move ever so slightly here. Back legs can move all the way back, as long as you don't hit the tail. Can move like so, and like so. Yep, tail still moves up and down and side to side on this part. And of course, more pieces fall off, so I'm just going to put that aside for right now. The wing stabilizers can adjust like so. Top gun here can move ever so slightly, and this can move back and forth. This part can move. Oh, let me try that again. Oh, there we go. And just like how I showed in previous video, this can move forward and you can just rotate it like so. And this is not sticking. And this gun can move ever so slightly. And last part, the wings can pull them out like so, and these pieces keep on falling off. And you can adjust the wings like that. But yeah, that's about it for articulation. And now for some side-by-side comparisons. Here is the Great Saber beside the Gun Sniper. So definitely a big difference between these two. Here is beside the lighting sight. So definitely the Great Saber has the height. So in terms of the length, I would say just by a small hair. Let me just. Yep, just by a small hair, I would say that the Great Saber is longer. It is beside the Master Grade Senenju Stein version KA. So yeah, the Master Grade definitely has the height, but I only want to show for those who are familiar with Gunpla, Master Grade and Gunpla. But then again, this Gunpla is actually taller than most, or really taller than the average height of a Master Grade. And lastly, here it is beside the Blade Liger. So this actually, I say, is the better comparison, just because both kits are pretty bulky. In terms of width, I would say they're pretty much even, actually. But for lengthwise, I would say the height gives it to the Great Saber, but in length, just because of the tail, the Blade Liger gets this one. Yeah, that's it for side-by-side comparisons. I will add that the one thing that it's not, I would say, a big deal breaker, just I kind of wish this had a mechanism on the bottom so I can put it on the action stand. But fortunately, no aerial attacks or elevated attacks for this kit. But if you really think about it, this kit, or really I guess the bio behind this kit, is more for like a ground assault attacks anyway, for like terrain, but not much for aerial at all. But still, though, it's okay if it doesn't have that connection piece. Because even something like this is still pretty nice. Even something that is preparing for battle or preparing for to use these weapons is pretty nice too. So it's I do really like that. But other than that, though, I would say this kit does have some. I would say a few interesting imagination ideas, if you will, to put this in various poses. And now for the good, the bad, and everything else in between. Basically, want to express my final verdict that this is a kit worth getting. So for the good, a big thing for me about any kit is the detail, and this one does have a good amount of details. I'm really liking every line that is presented. Definitely a lot of areas for good panel lining. Aside from the lighter gray areas, if you will. Yes, even though the paint line will stick out more there, but I would definitely say that even some areas in the red can stick out too as well. Whether it be using a black or even like a darker shade of red, like a burgundy, that would definitely work out as well. Second thing is proportion wise, everything does look pretty well, even though the weapons are a little bit different and maybe a little bit clunky, but still, though, it does match up with the Zoid pretty well, so I am thankful for that. Definitely a good amount of articulation, so various poses. I guess for the standard of any quad pedal Zoid, if you will, and I've done many Ligers, and I've done the Blade Ligers I've shown previously, so any form of articulation, any form of pose that you can get out of those, you can get out of this one as well. Definitely this one, I would say in terms of availability and price, this is actually not too bad. Price-wise, actually, I say is actually average amount compared to other Zords. And I bought this, I want to say a couple of years ago, so it definitely took some time to get around building it and reviewing it. But last I checked, this was still available. So it doesn't. I would say this is actually like a top favorite of you. I would say either a top favorite, which is why they keep on bringing it out, or maybe it's just is always available. So definitely is a good sign there. And also there are various places, and don't worry, not one of them um, asked me to provide where you can get this, but I'm just saying that there are many places that this is available. But last I checked, I believe it was available on hobbylinkjapan.com, so check it out there. And I think you might be able to get this on Amazon as well. So with that, so those are the good. Now the bads. One thing that I definitely have noticed while putting this kit together is and also it was present when I was reviewing each part in the previous video, is that some pieces tend to fall off. And of course that just comes with the territory of many model kits, but that's why some little super glue does help, as long as doesn't get in the way of any form of articulation, or if there's a transformation gimmick, as long as that's not getting away, and it did not. So keep a bottle of super glue handy just in case. Other than that, though, nothing really stands out too much in terms of bad. Yeah, that's the only thing that really stood out to me. Other than that, I would say this is a pretty solid kit. And with all that being said, is this a kit worth getting? I would say yes. This was a fun build, definitely. Not too many small parts, and even if they were small parts, it just adds to the aesthetic. So yeah, this is definitely worth getting. A fun build, pretty simple, nothing too complex. And in case you are familiar with master grade models from Gunpla, then this kit should be a breeze for you as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this one up. Thank you all for watching. Like I said before, this was a fun build, one that I was putting off for a little bit, but I'm really glad I got around to building it. Assembling and definitely, of course, reviewing it for everyone else to see. Hopefully this video helps you decide if this is okay with getting or not. Of course, I recommend it, but of course it is all your choice. But yeah, it definitely was a fun build, and definitely looking forward for the next project. With that being said, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. Follow my socials, links down below. Definitely check out these two videos. One is the last video updated, which was the parts video of the Great Saber, and of course one here that Kotobukiya now that YouTube picked out. So I hope you had a good time watching, and until next time, keep on building.